This is Bhagwan Reddy, Faculty of Chemistry. So in the last class we discussed about solutions. In that we are discussing about colligative properties. In these colligative properties we discussed first colligative property, that is relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering of vapor pressure, that is RLVP. So in the last class we derived according to Raoult's law, we can say RLVP, relative lowering of vapor pressure, that is P naught minus Ps by P naught equals to, we can say mole fraction of solute, that is XB. So for dilute solutions, what we can say, sir? For dilute solutions we can say that is P naught minus Ps by P naught equals to weight of solute by molecular weight of solute into molecular weight of solvent by weight of solvent. So like this we can say, this is regarding what, sir? For dilute solutions, that relative lowering of vapor pressure. So by using this equation we can find molecular weight of unknown solute. So the molecular weight of unknown solute is given by Mb equals to molecular weight of unknown solute equals to, what we can say, sir? Wb into Ma by, that is Wa into RLVP. Relative lowering of vapor pressure will give molecular weight of unknown solute. So molecular weight of unknown solute can be calculated by using this formula. Is it clear? Next, what is the relation between RLVP and molality of solution? RLVP and molality of solution. So here, how that RLVP is related with molality of solution? RLVP equals to relative lowering of vapor pressure equals to mole fraction of solute. Mole fraction of solute. But here mole fraction of solute equals to what we can say, sir? Molality by molality plus 1000 by molecular weight of solvent. So that by from these two relations we can say RLVP equals to, that is P naught minus Ps by P naught. RLVP equals to what we can say, sir? A mole fraction of solute, that equals to molality by molality plus 1000 by molecular weight of solvent. So like this we can say that the relation between RLVP and molality. RLVP equals to molality, mole fraction of solute, that equals to molality of the solution by molality plus 1000 by molecular weight of solvent. Like this we can calculate relation between molality and RLVP. Is it clear? So this is about here RLVP, relative lowering of vapor pressure. And next we are going to discuss about experimental determination of RLVP by Ostwald-Walker's method, Ostwald's dynamic method. So here experimental determination of RLVP of a solution, experimental determination of RLVP of a solution by Ostwald's method. So we are going to derive, or we are going to calculate that RLVP of a solution, relative lowering in vapor pressure of a solution by using what method, sir? Ostwald's method. So in this method here the known weight of solute dissolved in what's our known weight of known solvent, known weight of known solvent. Let vapor pressure of solvent equals to vapor pressure of solvent equals to what, sir? That is vapor pressure of solvent is P naught. And vapor pressure of solution equals to what, sir? Vapor pressure of solution is equals to Ps. Let vapor pressure of solvent is P naught and vapor pressure of solution is Ps. And here in this first in this method, that a solution bulb this is a solution bulb containing known weight of solute is taken in this one. This is the solution bulb is taken. And the solution bulb is connected to a known weight of solvent bulb. This is solvent. So solution bulb and solvent bulb are connected in series and through tubes, and these are furtherly connected to a U-shaped tube containing anhydrous calcium chloride. Anhydrous calcium chloride or any dehydrating agent. So like this. So in this experiment, what they did, Nana, that is here known weight of that solution bulb, known weight of solution bulb, comma solvent bulb, and U-shaped tube containing anhydrous calcium chloride are connected in series. Now here dry air is passed into this apparatus. When dry air is passed into this apparatus, here what happens are, when air enters here the solution will vaporize, some vapors are present here, so dry air will absorb some vapors in solution bulb. So by that, weight of solution bulb decreases. Then the air enters into what, sir? Solvent bulb. There it absorbs some more amount of vapor. Solvent vaporizes more than solution, so it will absorb some more vapors here, so that the air which is saturated with this water vapors or vapors is passed through the what, sir? Anhydrous calcium chloride. Then anhydrous calcium chloride will absorb all the moisture present in the air. So by that, here weight of calcium chloride tube increases. Clear? So when known weights of solution bulb and solvent bulb and U-shaped tube containing anhydrous calcium chloride are connected in series as shown in the diagram, and when dry air is passed through this apparatus, first dry air enters into the solution bulb, there air absorbs some vapors. By that, what happens? The weight of solution bulb decreases. And next, then the dry air enters into solvent bulb, which is already saturated to some extent with water vapor in solution bulb, is entering into solvent bulb, nothing but water. Now here it absorbs some more vapors, and now the air which is saturated with water vapor is allowed to enter into U-shaped tube containing anhydrous calcium chloride. So now by that, what happens here? The air, whatever the moisture present in the air is absorbed by anhydrous calcium chloride. By that, weight of anhydrous calcium chloride increases. By using the weight changes of solution bulb, solvent bulb and anhydrous calcium chloride, we can find RLVP like this. That is. So now when dry air is entering into solution bulb, then it absorbs some vapor, so that here the decrease in weight of solution bulb, let it is X. Decrease in weight of solution bulb, let it is X. This is directly proportional to vapor pressure of solution, PS. The decrease in weight of solution bulb is directly proportional to vapor pressure of solution. Why? Because if vapor pressure is more, then more amount of vapors are formed. So more amount of vapors are absorbed by dry air. So the weight loss will be more. Right or not? So the weight loss of solution bulb is directly proportional to vapor pressure of solution. Clear? Weight loss in solution bulb is directly proportional to vapor pressure of solution. Next, similarly, decrease in weight of decrease in weight of solvent bulb, that is Y, is directly proportional to what, sir? When solvent is, when vapors are entering into this one, when dry air is entering into this solvent bulb, then it absorbs some vapors. Here the decrease in weight of solvent bulb is not directly proportional to vapor pressure of solvent. Why? Because already that air which is entering into this solvent bulb is associated with some vapors in solution. So whatever the vapors absorbed here, that is not directly proportional to the vapor pressure of solvent. It will be directly proportional to the vapor pressure of solvent minus vapor pressure of solution. So that we can say the decrease in weight of solvent bulb Y is directly proportional to P naught minus Ps. P naught minus Ps, vapor pressure of solvent minus vapor pressure of solution. Why? Because air is not directly coming into solvent bulb, right or not? So that here the Y is directly proportional to P naught minus Ps. Next, from this we can say the increase in weight of calcium chloride equals to total decrease in weight of solution bulb and solvent bulb. Solution bulb and solvent bulb. This is what I am indicating this one with Z. So Z is equals to what, sir? X plus Y. Now the increase in weight of calcium chloride, anhydrous calcium chloride, is directly proportional to what, sir? This is nothing but Z or X plus Y is directly proportional to what you can say, sir? That is Ps plus P naught minus Ps, that is nothing but P naught. What, sir? P naught. Now from this equation 1, equation 2, equation 3, from equations 1, 2, 3, what you can say, sir? From equations 1, 2 and 3, we can say here the decrease in weight of solvent bulb, that is Y, by decrease in weight of total decrease in weight or total increase in weight of calcium chloride, that is what, sir? This is Z, or this is total decrease in weight means X plus Y, that is total decrease in weight of solution bulb and solvent bulb, or else we can say this one as, that is here the decrease in weight of what, sir? Solvent bulb by decrease in weight of solution bulb plus decrease in weight of solvent bulb, that is what, sir? X plus Y is equals to what you can say, sir? Decrease in weight of solvent bulb is directly proportional to P naught minus Ps by P naught minus Ps plus Ps. This is nothing but what you can say, sir? P naught minus Ps by P naught. Clear? So from this we can say, instead of total decrease in weight of solution bulb and solvent bulb, what we can say, sir? That is increase in weight of U tube or anhydrous calcium chloride. So we can say that is here the decrease in weight of solvent bulb Y by total decrease in weight or total increase in weight of CaCl2 is equals to P naught minus Ps by P naught, that is nothing but what, sir? RLVP. Like this we can calculate RLVP experimentally. So according to this Ostwald's method, RLVP experimentally, RLVP is given by what, sir? RLVP equals to the decrease in weight of solvent bulb by decrease in weight of solution bulb plus solvent bulb, or increase in weight of anhydrous calcium chloride will give what, sir? That is RLVP. So this is about calculation of RLVP. So RLVP is equals to what we are saying, sir? RLVP equals to, we can say, Y by X plus Y, or RLVP equals to Y by Z. So what is Y, sir? Decrease in weight of solvent bulb. What is X, sir? Decrease in weight of solution bulb. And what is Z, sir? Increase in weight of what, sir? Calcium chloride, right? So like this we can say this will give RLVP. Experimentally in this way we can calculate RLVP. After getting the RLVP we can find molecular weight of unknown solute. Clear? So this is the way of calculating RLVP experimentally. Are you following or not? Then next I would like to give problems based on this RLVP. There is the first problem based on this RLVP. If you take in Ostwald-Walker method, when dry air is passed through the solution bulb and then solvent bulb connected in series, then the weight loss in solution bulb is observed as 0.5 grams, and in solvent bulb the weight loss is 0.3 grams. Then find the RLVP of that solution. This is the question given. So in Ostwald-Walker method, when dry air is passed through the solution bulb and the solvent bulb, and then solvent bulb which are connected in series, then weight loss in solution bulb is observed as 0.5 grams, and in solvent bulb the weight loss is 0.3 grams. Find the RLVP of that solution. So this is a question. Now how we can solve this one means weight loss in solution bulb, that is X equals to 0.5, and weight loss in solvent bulb, that is Y, that equals to 0.3 grams. Now what you are asked to find, Nana? You are asked to find RLVP. Then RLVP equals to, according to this one, RLVP, that is P0 minus PS by P0 equals to, what you can say, sir? That is here Y by X plus Y. Weight loss in solvent bulb by total weight loss, that is Y is 0.3 by 0.3 plus 0.5, that is 0.3 by 0.8. 0.3 by 0.8. So now RLVP comes as what, sir? 0.3 by 0.8 is nothing but RLVP equals to, here we can say, that is, what is RLVP? 0.3 by 0.8. So 0.375 is the RLVP, relative lowering of vapor pressure. So like this we can calculate. Is it clear? Sometimes they mention that is the weight of solute, weight of solvent, and molecular weight of solvent they will mention, and you are asked to find what, sir? Molecular weight of unknown solute. Also. So this is the RLVP. RLVP equals to weight of solute by molecular weight of solute into molecular weight of solvent by weight of solvent. You can calculate like that. Is it clear? So this is the way of solving the problem. And next question. Find the molality of an aqueous solution Find the molality of an aqueous solution which shows 5% of lowering in vapor pressure. Percentage of lowering in vapor pressure. Find the molality of an aqueous solution which shows 5% of lowering in its vapor pressure. So here lowering in vapor pressure is what, sir? Lowering in vapor pressure, LVP is given as, that is P naught minus Ps equals to 5%. Means what, sir? That is, if P naught equals to 100, then P naught minus Ps equals to 5. If P naught equals to 100, then LVP is what, sir? 5. Clear? Now from this we can say that is P naught minus Ps by P naught equals to, or LVP equals to molality by molality plus 1000 by molecular weight of solvent. So what is the P naught minus Ps? 5 by 100. 5 by 100 equals to, 5 by 100 equals to what you can say, sir? That is molality by molality plus 1000 by, what is the solvent here? Water, its molecular weight is 18. This is equals to molality by molality plus 55.55. Clear? So now from this we can say this is 1 by 20 equals to molality by molality plus 55.55. Can be written as, here by cross multiplication, what is directly we can say, that is 19m is equals to 55.55. 20m equals to, what you can say, sir? M plus 55.55, that is 20m minus 1m, that is nothing but 19m equals to 55.55. From this, m is equals to 55.55 by 19. So this is molality equals to, by dividing that, you'll get the molality of solution. 19 3s are 1 go, 19 2s are 38, then 17 remains 175, 19, approximately 19, 9s are, that is, so 2.9 something, you'll get the molality. So 171, 4 remains, 19 2s are, 2.92 m is the molality of that solution. Like this we can calculate molality when RLVP is given directly or indirectly. So RLVP is equals to molality by molality plus 1000 by molecular weight of solvent. From this we can find. Is it clear? So this is regarding one more problem related with what, sir? RLVP, relative lowering of vapor pressure. Right? Next. So next question, Nana. Vapor pressure of water at 298 kelvins is 24 mm of Hg. 24 mm of Hg. When 2 grams of a non-volatile, non-electrolytic solid solute is dissolved in 180 grams of water, then vapor pressure of the solution formed is, what, sir? Is 23.8 mm of Hg. Then find the molecular weight of solute. Find the molecular weight of solute. This is the question. So vapor pressure of pure water at 298 kelvins is 24 mm of Hg. Means here what is given, sir? Vapor pressure of solvent is given. Vapor pressure of pure solvent, that is P naught, is given how much, sir? 24 mm of Hg. Then vapor pressure of formed solution is also given. Vapor pressure of solution Ps equals to 23.8 mm of Hg. Now here what else is given? Weight of solute is given. Weight of solute is 2. Weight of solvent is given 180 grams. And molecular weight of solvent, that is 18. Water, solvent is water, 18. Molecular weight of solute is how much? Clear? So now from this what you can say, sir? Generally for any kind of solutions, the RLVP is related as what, sir? P naught minus Ps by Ps is equals to, actually according to Raoult's law, for dilute solutions we can say, for dilute solutions that is RLVP P naught minus Ps by P naught equals to We can say what, sir? Mole fraction of solute, that is WB by MB into MA by WA. This is the formula for any kind of solution, sorry, for a dilute solutions. But we don't know whether it is a dilute solution or concentrated solution. So for any kind of solution, the same formula can be written as what, sir? For any kind of solution, we can write P naught minus Ps by Ps is equals to weight of solute by molecular weight of solute into molecular weight of solvent by weight of solvent. Now by substituting this term there itself, what is the P naught, sir? 24 minus Ps is what, sir? 23.8 by Ps is 23.8 equals to weight of solute is what, sir? That is 2. Molecular weight of solute you are asked to calculate into molecular weight of solvent 18 by weight of solvent is 180. 18 ones are 10s are. So from this here, this is what, sir? 0.2 by 23.8 equals to 2 by 10 MB. Now MB, molecular weight of unknown solute, molecular weight of solute equals to, you bring this one onto this side, then that becomes what, sir? 2 into 23.8 by 0.2. This becomes what, sir? 238. What is the molecular weight of unknown solute, sir? 238. So like this we can find. Is it clear? So generally we will write for a dilute solution, formula is this one. For any kind of solution, whether it is dilute or not, for any kind of solution, the same formula can be written like this: P naught minus Ps by Ps equals to Wb by Mb into Ma by Wa. This is as for Raoult's law. Raoult's law valid for dilute solutions. If the solution is concentrated, you can use this one also. This is applicable for both dilute as well as concentrated. So we can write like this. Clear? So this is regarding what, sir? RLVP, relative lowering of vapor pressure. Next colligative property we are going to discuss, that is second colligative property is elevation in boiling point. Elevation in boiling point indicated by delta TB. Sir, what is mean by elevation? Elevation means what, sir? Increase. Increase in boiling point from way to way. So we know that if you take solvent, to this if you are adding solid solute, what kind of solute? Solid solute. Then we'll get what, sir? Solution. So solvent to solution, what happens in the vapor pressure, sir? Decreases. Already we discussed it. When solid solute is added to the liquid solvent, its vapor pressure decreases. Means solvent to solution vapor pressure decreases. Means from solvent to solution, what happens in the boiling point, sir? Increases. When vapor pressure decreases, boiling point increases. The increase in boiling point from solvent to solution is called as what, sir? Elevation in boiling point from solvent to solution. So this is elevation in boiling point. So what kind of definition we can give for this elevation in boiling point? Means the increase in boiling point, the increase in boiling point from solvent to its solution. The increase in boiling point from solvent to its solution is called as what, sir? Elevation in boiling point, or the difference in the difference between the boiling points of a solution containing non-volatile solute and its pure solvent, and boiling point of its pure solvent is called as what, sir? That is elevation in boiling point. The difference between the boiling point of a solution and its solvent, the difference between the boiling point of a solution and boiling point of its pure solvent is called as what, sir? Elevation in boiling point. So that elevation in boiling point delta TB equals to what we can say, sir? Boiling point of solution minus boiling point of solvent. So what is this is elevation in boiling point. What is the TS, sir? TS is boiling point of solution. TS is what, sir? Boiling point of solution. What is T naught, sir? T naught is boiling point of solvent, pure solvent. This is called as what, sir? Elevation in boiling point. You take any solution containing non-volatile solute, boiling point of solution is always greater than boiling point of its pure solvent. For suppose if we take boiling points of all aqueous solutions will be greater than 100 degrees Celsius. Why? Because in aqueous solution, what is the solvent? Water. Water boiling point is how much? 100 degrees Celsius. Compare it to the boiling point of solvent. Boiling point of solution is always more. So, boiling points of all aqueous solutions are greater than 100 degrees Celsius or 373 kelvins. Clear? So, like that we can say aqueous solutions containing non-volatile solute. That you have to remember. So, this is regarding what, sir? Here, elevation in boiling point. How this elevation in boiling point is related with concentration? Let us see. So, how this elevation in boiling point is related with concentration of solution? Let us see. So, here we can say, I'm taking what, sir? Here temperature on x-axis, and I am observing variation of what, sir? Vapor pressure of solvent and solutions. Vapor pressure of solvent and solutions with the change in temperature. Let us take, I am taking vapor pressure on y-axis and temperatures on x-axis. If you take vapor pressure of solvent is more, so it will be like this. Let us consider this is the 1 atmosphere. So the temperature at which vapor pressure of the solution solvent is becoming equals to 1 atmosphere is called as, this is solvent. Is called as what, sir? This is boiling point of solvent T naught. Next, if we take a solution 1, let us consider this solvent is crossing what, sir? That atmospheric pressure, let us consider this is at point A. At point A. And next, let us take solution 1. One solution having certain concentration, its vapor pressure is lesser than, vapor pressure of solution is always lesser than vapor pressure of solvent. So, vapor pressure of solution increases with the increase in temperature and reaches a maximum value, and then it crosses atmospheric pressure at what temperature, Nana? That is, this temperature is called as boiling point of solution 1. And if you take another solution, let us consider this point is here B and this point is C. And let us take another solution having higher concentration, that is solution 2. Its vapor pressure is lesser than solution 1. Why? Because when concentration increases, vapor pressure of solution decreases. Already we discussed it. So that here solution 2, which is higher concentrated solution having lesser vapor pressure, so its vapor pressure increases with the increase in temperature and it reaches atmospheric pressure. Let us consider this is at this point. So this is taken as what, sir? This is boiling point of solution 2. Boiling point of solution 2. So T naught boiling point of solvent, boiling point of first solution, boiling point of second solution. Now let us consider this point is D and this is this point is E and this point is F. Clear? Now from this, what you can say, sir? Here AB, this is the vapor pressure difference. This is the AD also vapor pressure difference. AC is boiling point difference. AF is what, sir? Boiling point difference. Clear? So that here, what you can say, sir? AB is equals to PS1 minus, sorry, AB is what, sir? AB is nothing but delta P1, that is lowering in vapor pressure for first solution. And AD is equals to what, sir? Delta P2. Delta P2, that is lowering in vapor pressure for second solution. Difference in the vapor pressure of solvent and second solution, delta P2. Similarly, here AC, what is AC, sir? That is the delta TB1. That is the difference in the boiling point of first solution and solvent. And AF is what, sir? AF is from this, what we can say, AF is nothing but delta TB2, difference in the boiling point of second solution and solvent. Clear? This is from the diagram. Now here from this diagram, what you can say, triangle ABC and triangle ADF are triangle ABC and triangle ABF. So from triangle ABC and triangle ABF, what we can say, sir? That is AC by AF equals to, what you can say, Nana? AC by AF equals to, we can say, AB by AD. AC by AF is equals to AB by AD. Clear? So from this we can say, what is AC, sir? AC is delta TB. So delta TB 1 by delta TB 2 is equals to, AB is nothing but delta P1 by delta P2. Clear? So from this what you can say, sir? Here delta TB 1 by delta TB 2 equals to delta P1 by delta P2. From this we can write here delta TB is directly proportional to delta P. Let this is equation number 1. And we know that based on that RLVP concept, we know that, but we can say delta P. What is delta P? Lowering of vapor pressure is directly proportional to concentration of solution. So from this, that is nothing but molality. So from this, let this is delta P is directly proportional to molality, equation number 2. From 1 and 2, what you can say, sir? From 1 and 2 we can say here delta TB is directly proportional to molality. Delta TB is directly proportional to molality, concentration of solution. From this we can say delta TB is equals to, we can write Kb into molality. Delta TB is directly proportional to Kb into molality. So what is here M, sir? Delta TB is what, sir? Delta TB is elevation in boiling point. That is nothing but Ts minus T naught. And what is the M, sir? Molality of solution in moles per kg. Clear? And next, what is Kb? Kb is constant. Here Kb is called as what, sir? Molal boiling point elevation constant. Molal boiling point elevation constant, or this is also called as ebuloscopic constant. What, sir? It is ebuloscopic constant. So Kb is known as, it is a proportionality constant or nothing but molal boiling point elevation constant or ebuloscopic constant it is. Kb is ebuloscopic constant, and here Kb value depends on only nature of solvent. Kb value depends on what, sir? Kb value depends on this Kb, ebuloscopic constant depends on nature of solvent. Means it is same for same solvent. It depends on only nature of solvent. What is Kb? Ebuloscopic constant or molal elevation constant or molal boiling point elevation constant. So finally what we got, sir? Delta TB equals to Kb into molality. Delta TB equals to Kb into molality, where delta TB is elevation in boiling point, molality, and Kb is what, sir? Molal elevation constant or ebuloscopic constant. Kb value depends on nature of solvent. So here actually Kb equals to, we can say, RT naught square by LV into 1000. RT naught square by LV into 1000, or we can say this is RT naught square by delta HV into 1000 into molecular weight of solvent. Molecular weight of solvent, that is Ma. Clear? So like that we can say this is Kb. Actually Kb value depends on nature of solvent, like this we can say. Kb equals to RT naught square by LV into 1000 or RT naught square by RT naught square into molecular weight of solvent by delta HV into 1000. So like this we can say. Here what is R, sir? Universal gas constant. And what is T naught? This is boiling point of liquid or solvent. Boiling point of solvent in kelvins. In kelvins. And what is LV? Here LV equals to latent heat of vaporization. Latent heat of vaporization means amount of heat required to vaporize 1 gram of solvent. Next, delta HV equals to, we can say, LV into molecular weight of solvent. This is what, sir? Here this is molar heat of vaporization. So here delta HV is what, sir? Molar heat of vaporization. This is delta HV denotes what, sir? Molar heat of vaporization. Delta HV is equals to LV into molecular weight. So that from this LV is equals to what we are writing, sir? Delta HV by molecular weight of solvent. So when we are substituting this term here itself, we are getting like this. So in this way, Kb equals to RT naught square by LV into 1000. Kb is what, sir? A Boole-Scopic constant which depends on, you can observe here, R is universal gas constant it is. And T naught is what, sir? Boiling point of solvent, means it depends on nature of solvent. LV, latent heat of vaporization of solvent, nothing but latent heat of vaporization of solvent or liquid. So delta HV is nothing but molar heat of vaporization of solvent or liquid. So delta HV or LV depends on nature of solvent. So that Kb value depends on what, sir? Nature of solvent. So example, Kb for water equals to 0.52 Kelvin kilogram mole inverse. So Kb for water is what, sir? 0.52 Kelvin kilogram mole inverse. Means for all aqueous solutions, Kb value should be taken as what, sir? In all aqueous solutions, water is the solvent, so Kb value is 0.52 Kelvin kilogram mole inverse. Clear? So like this we can say, this is about what, sir? The elevation in boiling point. So what is the elevation in boiling point equation we got? Delta Tb equals to Kb into molality. So this is